Welcome to another episode of The Inquisitive Analyst. I'm your host, Marcus Udikang. It's a show where we chat about business analysis and project management issues and the challenges and triumphs within those fields. It's inspiring, it's inquisitive, and it's also a bit informative. My guest today is an avid and devoted project manager. He's heavily involved with product management, UX, UI design, research, and mechanical engineering. He is well-versed in Waterfall and Agile environments with a very good background, very strong background in AutoCAD and 3D printing technology. So please help me welcome to today's show, joining us all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, Prince Jimmy. Welcome, Prince.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marcos. Nice to meet you too.
You're very welcome. Now, I thought I would start off by asking you, Prince, how did you get involved in the project management field?
Before becoming a project specialist with Frigoglass, I was practicing mechanical engineering as an industrial product designer. Right from time, I love design. That is my area. But in 2018, I joined Frigoglass as an engineering trainee, management trainee. In October 2018, I was appointed to work with a project manager who was actually working on the bringing up a project, a very big project, the company. So I was appointed to work as his assistant and a coordinator of PMO. So there I learned a lot under him, and I appreciated project management. So I now said to myself, man, I have to work hard, I have to learn fast, and I have to develop myself formally and on the job. So I immediately swing into action. While learning on the job, I also enrolled on formal training online, and I did a series of training in project management. And at the end of the day, I was able to write some project management exams and was certified as a project manager. In 2020, late 2020, I was actually appointed as the project specialist, Frigoglass. So from there, I started working on some projects, some supervised, and some directly without supervised or little supervision. So this has really helped me and exposed me. And I've been working more as a waterfall project manager. So in 2021, early 2021, I saw the need to incorporate agile method of project management. And that what led me to obtaining an official certification, professional certification in product management, where I also started working. I started working as a product manager, but part-time. We'll call it freelancing because I am still working with Frigoglass. I started my project management career in a purely functional organization. At this point, I appreciated the importance of project management. I needed to move up the ladder in project management. What did I do? I also had so much encouragement from my superiors. Someone like Mr. Jadis Akawal and Bennett Darin. These people will always encourage me. Jimmy, you can do well. This is an opportunity for you to learn. It was a great motivation for me. So I had to put more effort to get this done. I had to just try hard to learn on the job and also to develop myself. So I started adopting what I term personal continuous improvements. So I do a lot of training. I train myself. I build capacity in this area. I focus solely on project management. So while learning on the job, I also started a formal training, which led to acquiring some professional certification, which I have now. Up to now, I have been managing projects successfully using all sorts of tools and techniques. Sometimes I have supervision, and sometimes with no supervision. So I can really say that when it comes to managing projects, I can give the best I can to get it right.
So, Prince, maybe you can give us an idea of what your experience has been working with Waterfall versus Agile.
Thank you very much, Marcus. My experience working as a Waterfall project manager, though Waterfall has some good side of it, but some other bad side of it is this: the risk is much. It is very difficult for you to predict the project from the very start to the finish without having any problem. So how much you can discover this problem in time determine how successful you are as a Waterfall project manager. But in Agile, it is very flexible for me. Since in Agile, I have to work with even my clients. So I have to carry my client along. It's iterative in nature. So if we discover anything that we did not see the first time, we can say, okay, in fact, it allows for change very easily. Waterfall also can allow for change. Good. You pass through change process, you have a change board and other things. But Agile, it is so flexible that you can effect change as soon as possible without any extra costs. Imagine working in a project of executing, okay, for instance, Waterfall, there's a project, it depends on the project. There's a project that Waterfall works very well and Agile cannot work very well. That is what I know. Even as a project manager and also a product manager, I know very well that there are some projects that Waterfall will work very well, while there are some projects that Agile method will work very well. Take for instance, you are asking me to make a 50-story building. And during the planning stage, we plan how this will be implemented or executed. After the whole planning process, the execution comes in. And after building up to 9 stories, you now come back and tell me that, no, it's not possible. Let us go back and build a 2-story building. I will tell you it's not possible. It's not possible. So in such a project, Waterfall can be much preferable to Agile.
Fantastic. Now you've managed aspects and design of what they call additive manufacturing. What's involved in additive manufacturing?
Well, yeah. Just as we have traditional method of manufacturing, the CNC and the rest, we have additive manufacturing. Simply, additive manufacturing is the use of technology to add material. Why the traditional method of manufacturing remove materials. This other aspect of manufacturing had material, and by adding material, it is able to produce a 3D component just by adding material, layer by layer. While the other aspect of manufacturing can be termed as subtractive method because it removes material. So to me, I feel there is a lot of prospects in additive manufacturing because it saves costs. While some other person will be talking about removing material, I'll be thinking of adding material. So somebody wasting material by removing some part of the material to have what he wants or the product he wants to produce is a waste of material. So I think additive manufacturing is the use of technology to add material, that's fuse material together, layer by layer to produce a 3D object. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Now, what types of industries do we see additive manufacturing in?
Yeah, additive manufacturing is growing like a wildfire every day, every day. But so far, there are some industries that make use of additive manufacturing very well currently, such as aerospace. We also have automobile industries do make use of additive manufacturing. Then medical field. In fact, you will attest with me that during the COVID, we're having issue of company operating, people going to the factory and working, but additive manufacturing came in. That is where we were able to produce stuff like ventilator, stuff like a lot of things that helped us during the COVID period. So you can see that additive manufacturing has really impacted the medical industry. So medical industry is also part of this industry that benefits from additive manufacturing. And we also have additive manufacturing present in consumer products. For instance, somebody who wants to produce a prototype of his product, using the normal method of producing a prototype to show to a customer or a client might take a lot of money, but using additive method can reduce a lot of costs. Understand, and the risk involved. So additive manufacturing has played a lot of role in this industry and is still exploring. A lot of research are going on, or researchers are going on to exploit this technology and make it a better one. So I'm seeing the future in additive manufacturing.
Oh, fantastic. Now, in your involvement with project management, how do you often prepare for scoping the work for a project?
Yeah, by scoping. Okay, let me put it this way. By scoping means to answer the question of what the project is. I can, as a project manager, I cannot really talk to, if I am actually giving out a job to a contractor, I can only tell the contractor what the project is by giving the contractor what I call scope document or scope of work. So by scoping means I need to understand what the initial deliverables of the project is. I need to understand all the activities that need to be completed to call the project a completed project. And this is what I need to use to prepare my scope document. And scope document, most times, and even all the time, is a kind of contract document, because that is what I can use to tell the contractor, look, my friend, this is what I asked you to do. And you have not done this, you have not done this. So I can use it to even prepare my milestone. So that is just basically to understand what the project needs and what the deliverable is. I can use it to produce my scope document.
Fantastic. Now, without resources, you wouldn't be able to have a scope, obviously, in any project. How do you ensure the availability of resources for the projects that you're involved with?
Well, availability of resources, yes. As a project manager, it is very, very important to understand how resource management works. First, like I said, I need to understand the need of the project, both in material need and human resource need. So by planning my resources, I have to also understand the the duration of the project. I have to break down this project into very tiny components I can call WBS. And from there, I should be able to know what material, what resources to allocate to it at what time. And this will help me to know that this material or this human resource or whatever resources needed for the project should be in place. This will help me to manage resources when due. So,
Fantastic. Yeah, more diligently. I think that WBS is so important on just about any project, even in an agile world where a lot of people might say you don't need to have it, but I think
yes,
it's very important.
It helps break down the project and you understand every component of the project and what is needed at a point in time.
Oh yeah, definitely. No doubt. It's very, very crucial. Now, what are some of the things that you do to plan for project safety risk assessment? And safety risk assessment obviously exists in every project that we have. So what are some of the things that you do to plan for project safety risk assessment?
Well, every project has its own risk. And it is very, very important for a project manager to understand the risk associated to every project. And some risk are safety by poses safety is safety by nature. Maybe I don't put it right anyway. And what I do as a project manager in order to plan for any safety risk in my project is first, I need to identify the safety related risk in the project. After identification, I have listed down all the identified risk. I have to also plan a way of mitigating them. Mm-hmm. So some, maybe I have to remove them, or some I have to manage them very closely, or there's a lot. I just have to ensure I understand that there's risk involved in the project. And once I understand these are the risks in the project, and I'll plan ways I can manage this risk. So by this, it reduces my chances of failing the project.
Yeah, nothing worse than a failed project. Nothing worse. So have to manage those risks, no doubt. Now, you've worked in the field of digital product management. Now, what are some differences between digital product management and traditional product management?
Wow. Product management is a very interesting field. As a product manager, well, the difference between, there's not much different. The only thing is that both of them are product manager. Both of them develop, launch products, and then take product from the initiation level to the customers. The only difference between the traditional product manager and the digital product manager is that digital product manager works on digital products, such as softwares, online platforms, and other ones. So you can imagine two product managers. One is like, okay, I am bringing a new book to the market, to the stationaries. And the other one is talking about bringing ebook to the digital space. So these are just the two different between the two of them. The both of them are the same thing. So to me, I feel, and also digital product manager has more competitive edge in the sense that it uses digital system technology to build its project and also take his products to the market. While the other one might be slightly different. But I'm telling you, Marcus, that gap between the traditional and the digital product manager is becoming so slim because even the traditional product manager is also trying to utilize technology to deliver its product.
I think that's a very important point. There's not very many businesses these days that don't use online, that don't use the digital platform in some way, shape, or form, right? They may not be on it 100%, but they use certainly some aspect of it. So you're right, that gap is definitely
Yes.
being reduced over time. Now, what are some of the challenges that you faced as a digital product manager?
So far in my experience as a product manager, digital product manager, being a product manager, a project manager, and later become a product manager, or combining the two, because I can work as project manager and also a product manager. As a project manager, I can control my team to an extent. I can influence my team directly, you understand, to deliver. But being a product manager, I can only collaborate with my team. So it prompts me to learn more about how people work, how I can motivate them to do the work they know how to do. Not to tell them what to do, but to tell them this is what we need to do. Like, this is what the customer wants, and allow them to work how they want it, how they know how to do it. So the challenge I'm having is this. Number one, since I'm not managing them directly, so sometimes it's very difficult. It is very difficult to get them done and to get them up and doing when need be. But with my exposure to managing people, motivating them, so I do motivate them in my own way to ensure that they do what they need to do in order for my products to come up on time. Another challenges I'm having is that the dynamic nature of the industry. For instance, you might be working on something after a lot of market research. You know that the product is really what's going on. And while working on it, you discover that there are a lot of things changing. And you have to change with it. And that's the reason why we are using Agile instead of the traditional method of project management, the Waterfall. So Agile will give this space. So that, I think that one is not a problem, but that is one of the challenges generally. But anybody using Agile method is halfway better in delivering a successful product. Nice. And also, I also see as a challenge the time frame, because some products requires you to deliver it as soon as possible in order to match the market. And anything less than delivering the products within the time frame, you have issue, because somehow your competitor might be working on the same product. Before you know it, it's out already. And a lot of things. Now, if someone who is not so agile in nature manage a digital product, it will be very difficult to work or to survive as a product manager. So those are the little challenges I'm having as a product manager. Very, very important. People.
I know the central aspect of any project. Yeah, no doubt. Any recommendations for anyone out there who wants to become a product manager?
Well, becoming a product manager is an interesting decision. It also requires some level of skills. Number one, I will advise anyone who wants to be a product manager to first understand some aspect of product management, maybe by having some formal training. Very, very important. Because apart from just managing a product manager also does a lot of research. Your decision must be taken from your research, and you must understand data analysis. Data analysis is very, very important, because your decision must be data driven. You cannot just take decision of products being visible. Oh, when the product gets to market, it will be very okay. You must do a lot of that market analysis. You must do a lot of market research in order to get your product out, up and running. So first, I will advise anyone who wants to go into product management to understand how research are carried out, how to analyze data gotten from research, and how to make informed decision from this data. This decision will enable him to know if this product worth working on. Because if this is not done, you will invest on the product, invest all the energy, the product, and the resources and everything. At the end of the day, the product will fail. So these are very, very important for anyone who wants to move into product management.
Fantastic. I like this. I like your explanation for this. You have to be make informed decisions. And this is crucially important because where you say competition is so tight, if you don't understand the market, your product may fail. So yeah, in order to be able to manage that product better, informed decisions are crucial. Now, if anyone from the audience wants to get in touch with you, Prince, how can they do so?
Yes, I'm very much available on LinkedIn. Maybe you can drop my LinkedIn on the screen. I'm very much available on LinkedIn. And my number, and anybody that wants to get in touch with me, get in touch with you. I can definitely be reached. So I think anybody that gets in touch with you can get in touch with me. Marcus, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. And yeah, I'm glad the show, it's there to help people like yourself and anyone else out there who wants to dig deeper into project management and also business analysis. So thanks again for being on the show and have yourself a great day. And now a word from our sponsors. The Lewis Institute provides an enterprise project management program that does more than just train PMs. It helps support them from the CEO level on down. These courses help certify project leaders and prepare them to pass the PMP exam. The Business Agility Institute provides Emergence, the Journal of Business Agility. This quarterly publication brings you inspiring stories from the most innovative companies. Use the promo code ANALYST to get a 10% discount on your annual subscription.